Shredducation, time to level up. Put in work, getting fit, getting shredded up. Hey, Shredducation, let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Ryan Waters coming at you with the newly named Shredducation podcast.
New season, new name.
New season, new name, new content, new game plan. So maybe some old content that we're going to rebrand and talk again because, like we said before, you don't have to reinvent the wheel, but you guys need to be focusing on the same things to make this healthy lifestyle work. I'm here with my man, Slick Nick. I hope you guys liked the new intro song. That was not Nick rapping, even though we tried.
Why do you want to kill my dream, man?
I mean, you can be a rapper one day, I think. But
when I grow up.
Yeah, when you grow up. But I hope you guys like the new beat. That was pretty cool. We got that done online, so we can tell you how to do it if you want a little rap for your business. It's not that hard to find. But this season, we are going to be doing a few more things. So last season, we were in here with a lot of bro talk, a lot of guys just sitting around talking about lifting and nutrition. This time, we're going to bring in some guests, some special guests that are going to give you guys the inside scoop on their views, and I'll debate with them or I'll agree with them. It should be a lot of fun. So we have a good lineup of guests for you guys. We're going to continue to air every Monday. Is that correct, Nick?
Yep.
Monday morning, Spotify, iTunes. If you're already subscribed to the Shred podcast, it just automatically converts into Shredducation.
Yeah, no real change there to their feed or their subscription, but the name changes. We're going to call it Shredducation.
Shredducation, yep. So we're on Instagram now. We're building up the Instagram. It's at Shredducation. So if you guys have any topics you want to cover, like we've told you last season, send it over and we'll make sure we cover it for you guys. Same thing on Facebook too. We changed if you're friends with the Shred podcast, you guys already probably seen if I sent you an invite. Now it's switched over to Shredducation. So everything's the same, just a different name. Correct?
Different name.
Different name, different game. And a lot of special guests. So I'm excited for some that we already have lined up. And if you guys know anybody or if you want to come in and talk about anything health, fitness, mindset related, hit us up and we'll get you scheduled to come in. So today we are slow down. That's another thing I've really been working because of my mom's guidance. I'm slowing down. I'm talking, but you guys just know how I get when I get really passionate. I just start flowing and then I run out of my breath, but I'm going to try to work on that and Nick's going to help me. And I wrote it on my cup.
Can we do an episode where we bring in your mom? Can I just have like 20 minutes to interview your mother?
My mom loves to talk. She'll come on and talk.
I want to interview I want all the good stories.
She's the best. I love her. She'll tell you all the stories. But so, we're going to work on slowing down, but we are in the midst right now, and me and Nick kind of decided if we're going to talk about it, but we're in the midst of the coronavirus going on right now.
I want doom and gloom music.
Boom, boom, boom. So I'm not a biochemist. I am not a doctor. Either is Nick, but
I did not play one on TV.
But I've been doing some research on it, and it just doesn't seem like obviously influenza is a lot worse. There's a lot more cases of it. It mutates a lot more. It's harder to treat. And there's been far more deaths just in the United States than the coronavirus. And I understand, people that will debate on this, I understand that the coronavirus is just starting. We're recording on Friday the 12th? 13th. Friday the 13th.
Yeah, scary.
Ooh, yeah.
Really, you want to tempt fate with this discussion.
Yeah, right? Yep.
Yeah, really.
So at this point, you guys are going to listen to it on Monday, but everything's shut down. They're thinking about shutting shutting universities down, NBA's canceled, everything's canceled. I understand containing the spread of it. But, I just I made a post last night on Instagram about facts about the flu and everything, and then the coronavirus. And some people sent me this podcast that Joe Rogan put out. And it's a good podcast. He has a really smart guy, a guy that's much smarter than myself on there, talking about viruses and how they spread and everything. And I was listening to it, and I understand his views on it. But I feel like, there was somebody like that came on and started talking about the swine flu being the next thing that's going to take over. And guess how fast the swine flu disappeared. So I'm not sure if it's going to be any different, but what I did love about that whole conversation that he had on the podcast was Joe Rogan asked this doctor or this biochemist or whatever he was, really smart dude.
I think that might be his title.
Yeah, really smart dude. But he asked him, if you were an average American sitting around right now, what can you do to fend against the coronavirus? And he said, this is groundbreaking, okay? He said to be healthy. Eat a healthy, clean diet, exercise, stay hydrated, get plenty of sleep at night, and keep your hands sanitized. Now, does that not sound like some shit that we should be doing every single day, Nick?
Well, it sounds a lot like things that you say
all the time.
Now, granted, like two of those things I don't pay attention to, obviously.
well, hopefully.
But I think my other life is as a news guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't go as far as you do. I think it's important to know that one of the concerns is not just that you stay healthy, but that you don't carry it in. And so
absolutely, yeah.
I think one of the good things to you is as a gym owner where there's lots of sweaty people.
Yep.
How do you keep your gym safe, and how should you, if you are one that goes to a gym, listeners who work out, how should they act? What should they do to protect themselves and the others around them? Because you might carry it even if you're safe.
Yeah, they were talking about the incubation period of it. You might have the virus for 4 or 5 days before you even show any symptoms.
Right.
So you could be passing along. So we could have people in the gym that have it right now. Hopefully we don't. But that's why Walmart, that's why everywhere Costco is out of wipes.
By the way, my Amazon subscribe and save for my TP is coming up soon.
Yeah.
I'm hoping they still have it because I'm going to run out soon.
Hopefully that turns around. So hand sanitizer companies, toilet paper companies, mask companies are raking it in for this whole deal.
Which is dumb.
Yeah. But the whole shelves are clean. Luckily on Amazon, like 2 weeks ago, I just ordered a box of gym wipes. So I have gym wipes for days. But just keep your hands clean, people. This really smart dude actually said that the masks don't really work. They're
not for you.
The masks don't work. So don't be looking silly with the mask on because it's not working, but just be healthy. Try to avoid big crowds, we don't have a choice now, but everybody's talking about Italy, how Italy's just like on full quarantine right now. But what happens, I think, is everybody's in such a scare that people are rushing to the hospital that don't have it. And they're getting it from people in the hospital that have it already. I think that's why it's spread so fast over there. Like I have a client that's a doctor. Before there was even any cases in Missouri, her schedule was one person after another, like with allergies or with the sneeze or anything, that are going to the doctor's office and to see the doctor to think that they have coronavirus.
Right.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Like, it's like, stay at home, people. Take care of yourself. Be healthy. You can still come to the gym. We'll keep the gym clean, obviously. But boosting your immune system by eating healthy, whole foods, taking your vitamins on a regular basis is going to help you. Like, I know that another thing that made me feel a lot better as a father about this whole deal is that guy said that children aren't affected by it. They could carry the virus, but sometimes kids don't show any symptoms. Like in China, where it's the most cases, from the age 19 or younger, those kids, there was little instance of it and they showed really no symptoms. It's the elderly people and it's people with underlying health issues, such as obesity. That's why he said that's the main concern for the United States is obesity. We have the highest obesity rates in the world. And, typically people that are obese have underlying health issues of high cholesterol, blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and those people are at the most at risk. So if you are, if you do struggle with those things, you may want to start to get healthier. This might be a scare to finally get you moving, as if anything before that wasn't. But
get moving.
Yes, get moving. Clean up your diet and boost your immunity. So if you're somebody that's sick all the time, that gets a cold after cold after cold, then yeah, you probably need to be quarantined in your house and not go anywhere. Anybody else that's healthy, then I don't think that we should be like completely shutting down our entire life. I'm a big fan of zombie movies. And I think that sometimes some of these futuristic movies aren't too far off about these viruses. I'm not saying that we're going to turn into zombies. I'm not saying that, but
Netflix doesn't give numbers, but I want to know what's the increase in viewing for Walking Dead?
Oh, I bet it's a lot. Or Black Summer. Have you seen Black Summer?
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Black Summer's pretty intense.
I did rewatch World War Z the other day.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, I don't think I don't think it's going to mutate into us being zombies, but
I hope they're the slow zombies. If it happens, I want them to be the slow
like
zombies.
In Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah. I don't want the fast ones
where you can just dodge them. That was a good movie, but yeah, let's not freak out. Let's just be healthy together, and I feel I'm going to talk about this a little bit later about social media and how it has an impact on everything. Yeah, I made a post about it. Everybody has their opinion. Just like anything we say on this podcast or anything you say, your opinion, somebody's going to be there to tell you you're wrong or argue with you or have their views.
Well, and this is going to get into why we're changing some things in your show here, right? Mm-hmm. As when we're talking about those things, go talk to the smart people.
Yeah.
Go talk to the people that have degrees, right, who study this. And that's, Ryan, I think it's really cool. It's one of the things you wanted to change up when we talked about going into a season 2 is you meet lots of really smart people, lots of people who are educated and trained in all the topics that we hit last season.
Yep.
So now stick with Ryan. He's going to give you access to all of these people that he's been able to meet around the country.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be amazing, and you get different views. Like I said, I diet people. I've been doing it for a while, but I would love to have a certified nutritionist in here to debate with me, and have different views, because we can both get somebody really healthy.
Tear you up.
Tear me up. Maybe.
Like that's just entertainment for me.
Eat more protein, and they get all scientific on me. But so we're gonna that's the game plan. I like to be completely transparent, or completely honest, even though, like, even if I'm throwing myself under the bus. I feel like towards the end of last season, we didn't have a lot of great content. It was fun, and we were talking, and hopefully you guys got something out of it. But if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna take the time, and you guys are gonna take the time to listen to it, and Nick's gonna take the time to record it. I want you guys to get great content from it. I want you to have things that you can take to your life and implement, things that you can teach your family and friends. And like we've said many times, we want you to spread this healthy knowledge. Okay. So if you hear something on this podcast, go tell somebody, even though they're like, oh, well, my trainer said this, or, my trainer told me to do this, not that, or whatever. Take it, practice it. If you can keep it in your life to make it part of your healthy lifestyle, then do that. Okay. If not, then go listen to another trainer, but please just don't jump around.
Have your trainer call Ryan.
Yeah. Have him come on the show.
There you go.
Because trust me, I've been in this game for a long time. I've had thousands of clients that have got amazing results. But there's also another trainer out there that probably can say the same story, but they do things completely different with me. But at the end of the day, and I've been realizing this as I'm thinking about topics for the podcast and everything, it doesn't matter if you keto, it doesn't matter if you low carb, it doesn't matter if you carb cycle, it doesn't matter if you do fasted cardio, not fasted cardio, it doesn't matter what you do, as long as you're consistent. Like, consistency is the biggest part of being healthy, because it's people just want to come in and go really hard for 4 weeks at a time and burn themselves out 6 weeks, 8 weeks. They want these short-term things, but if you're consistent year after year and it just becomes part of your lifestyle, you are going to be much happier, much more fulfilled, and you're not going to self-sabotage yourself as much. And that's a whole nother podcast topic of itself.
Hey, we've already started recording some of these interviews with some of our guests.
Yeah.
Give people a little tease. Who we got coming? What are we going to talk about?
So we had a really interesting interview with Amanda Fisher. Okay. And Amanda Fisher is the owner of Empower Your Pelvis.
We were professional 85% of the time.
85% of the time, and then we acted like 12-year-old boys because we had a diagram of a pelvis right here in front of us. And
it was distracting.
Yeah,
I'm not going to lie.
Staring into the sun.
It's a little distracting.
Yeah, she had the pelvis right in front of me, so it was hard to ask questions when you had that right there. But it was good. She talked about why mainly her. Not mainly, but she has a lot of different jobs. But really, there's why I brought her on, why it related to the gym is I've had a lot of female clients that have had to modify exercises, especially after having children, because they were peeing their pants. They would jump up, or they do jumping jacks or something. They'd run off because they accidentally wet their pants, and I never understood why. I was like, maybe they pushed too hard when they had their kid, and it just leaks out now. I didn't know the science behind it.
But you just went total bro science.
Yeah, total bro science right there. I think it just leaks out.
But because we don't know, right? Yeah. So Ryan says, hey, I know a physical therapist.
Yep.
Here we go. Let's have her really talk about it.
Yep. So she came in, and she talked about how to flex your pelvic floor and everything. She's actually going to do a workshop at Shred March 22nd, I believe. It's a Sunday. Free workshop. She's going to come in, show exercises and everything. So if you're struggling with that, I guess peeing or pooping your pants, like guys and girls, guys struggle with it as well. So she talks about what could be causing that and how you couldn't even know. You may not even know that you have it, where it could affect your sex life. So for guys, if you can't, salute, if you can't have a erection that points up in the air and it just points straight, maybe your pelvic floor is too weak, or you did something to damage it, that won't get you all the way up. I say
that's right. Straight is bad. Up is good.
Yeah. So from 3 o'clock on the clock to 1 o'clock.
You want 1 o'clock,
or depending on what side you face, 9 o'clock to 11.
Man.
You go flop side to side.
You want to raise your salute.
Yeah, you want to raise your salute, and then it may not stay up there, but she can help you keep it up there if you have problems with that. So, and then women, if you have pain after intercourse, if your insides hurt, then that could be a pelvic floor issue as well. So we covered all that. Also, we're going to have on Aaron Hodges. Aaron Hodges is a personal trainer. He does my Savage Saturdays at Shred on Saturdays, and he's a killer. He's he does great workouts, murders everybody. They love it. It's like a gluten for punishment kind of thing. Is that right? Glutton. Yeah, whatever. So
gluten's that thing you avoid, and I eat a lot of.
See, I'm not a really smart guy. I will be the first to admit that. I'm not book smart, but I'm street smart. So Aaron comes in. He's going to come in today, but he'll air here in a couple weeks. But man, he's a savage. I love his mentality with exercise. You're going to hear more about that. But he puts a lot of good content out on his social media. It's Fuse Fitness, Fuse Fitness, and his Instagram is Fit Boy Hodge. So check it out. Like I said, he does a lot of good workout videos, and he does some crazy stuff, man. Like I don't want to do his class. I'm scared of it. So he's coming on today. So we're gonna get into that. Who else do we have? Anybody else that we were talking to?
Well, I know you want to. We talked about doing an episode about supplements.
Yep.
You know how all of that works, how you choose and pick what works for you.
Absolutely.
And what and I we talked a little bit because I was asking you like the game behind it. There's so many different brands and everybody says they're the silver bullet, right? So
absolutely.
So how to dig into that and find what works best for you and work with your trainer to set your plan. I know that's one of them. You just went out to the Arnold, so you probably met some awesome people.
I go to the Arnold.
You didn't?
It got canceled for coronavirus.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I met no one. Yeah.
All right, okay. So Ryan and I went radio silent for about a week and a half, apparently.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did talk. Yeah, they canceled it was supposed to leave on Thursday. They canceled it Wednesday night. They said the expo's off. I mean, there's going to be several 100,000 people in convention center. They still had the competition, which that's the competition I was going to do before I got too busy. But they still had the competition. So basically how it is with it's probably close family and friends that are there watching it.
I didn't realize. It makes sense. I should have realized that.
Yeah.
But
Yep. I know. It's crazy.
So in our area, we're in Kansas City. The only thing still happening basically is the Missouri State High School basketball playoffs. Everything else seems to have been canceled.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
My nephews are supposed to wrestle in state tomorrow, and I'm sure that's canceled.
No, Misha's still going on.
Is it?
Yeah.
Nice. Tomorrow at the Kemper?
Yeah, but it might be participants only.
Oh, okay. Damn it. Well, both my nephews, 8 and 12, are both going for state. So I told them $100 for each of them if they win state. My nephew won state last year, so
any colleges and universities listening?
Yeah,
Brian
right.
did not say that.
Yeah. I'm not bribing them. No, it's just fun money. All right. So let's get in the nuts and bolts today. That's the Shredducation outline, but let's get in the nuts and bolts today of our first topic. We talked about it last season, but I want to talk about it again because it was a very popular episode. And it's very needed, okay, especially since the gym's so busy. I went and got myself a membership at a big box gym to get away from the gym a little bit. I wish I didn't sign a contract there because I cannot stand working out at other gyms.
Are you regretting that decision?
I'm regretting the decision, but it wasn't very much. It wasn't Planet Fitness, but I got it wasn't very much. But I cannot focus on my own workouts because I watch other people, and I'm telling you what, y'all. 95% of you guys in the gym aren't doing it right.
Are we gonna have a new show, the masked workout?
Oh man, like the masked singer,
the blindfolded workout.
Yes, we need it. I mean, it's just crazy. And I was actually in Nashville at the hotel gym in Nashville when I went down there for ClickFunnels Live, and there's a guy, and he was definitely European, but he was in the gym, and I posted a video on my Instagram of it, and he had little biker shorts on, so his meat was hanging. He had no shoes on, no socks, and he had just his phone set up, and he was like tap dancing with no shoes on. His workouts were the craziest thing that I've ever seen, and the gym was packed, and this is definitely something he could have done inside of his hotel room. But he drew a lot of attention here in the gym, and I videoed it just because I thought it was hilarious. I had no idea what style of, oh my gosh, I wish I could post it on this thing because it was ridiculous. My inbox blew up after I posted that. Everybody was like, what in the hell is this guy doing? He wasn't doing it right. I mean,
whatever it wasn't right.
It was, whatever it wasn't right. But the first time I went to this gym after I got my membership, and I'm not going to name gyms, but the first time I went there, I was waiting for a squat rack. They have one good squat rack. Okay. It was my leg day. My pre-workout was hitting me. And this guy did one set of squats, went to the bathroom, came back, and he was leaning on the bar. And he sat there on the squat rack when they have one squat rack on a busy day. He sat there for like 10 or 12 minutes before he even did another set. He was just on his phone. And it was the longest rest period I've ever seen in my entire life. And so I just grabbed my shit and went back to Shred and worked out. I'm like, damn it, can I get my membership, my money back on that? But, form.
Okay, so what is, it's not going to be a shock to anyone that I'm not the gym rat, right?
Yeah.
So what's the proper etiquette there?
Man,
should you tell him to, hey man, let me get in?
I've done it before, and I've got into it with people about it because they're like, well, I got 3 sets left. But it's like, man, the proper etiquette in a gym is to not sit on a machine and not take up a million different machines. Like, get your sets in. I mean, we talked about rep ranges. Get your rep ranges in, whatever they are, whether you're doing if he's maxing out, which he wasn't maxing out, he wasn't doing like 2 or 3, reps. He was doing like 10 or 12. Like, he should be resting for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and doing another set, and then doing his 3 or 4 sets and getting out of there and let somebody else have it. People at the gym, and I have other people that I'll be sitting there using one piece of equipment and I'm resting for my 30 seconds. They'll just come up and take the attachment and walk off with it. I'm like, bro, I was using that, so it's, people just don't understand. Like, if you're on a machine, get up from the machine. Don't just sit there in between your rest periods, because on a machine, it's real easy. Somebody can jump in, do a set, change the pin, and get back out and leave, but people just sit there all the time and they just scroll through their phone. That's why when people tell me they're at the gym for like 2 hours, I'm like, well, how many sets did you actually get in that 2 hours? Because it's a lot of wasting time. It's a lot of talking. It's a lot of phone work. So when somebody tells me that they're at the gym for 2 hours, very few people can work out as hard as you need to or you should in a workout for 2 hours.
You've said before on the show, or the previously named show, 45 minutes, hour. Get your workout in.
Get in and
done.
out. Yeah. Get in and out. You don't have to waste a lot of time. And I think that's why people have this misconception that like working out and being healthy takes so long. I mean, my workouts never go longer than 45 minutes anymore. Did I used to spend a lot of time in the gym? Yes, I did used to spend a lot of time in the gym. Does my physique look any different now than when I was spending 2 hours in the gym or hour and a half? No, it doesn't. I just figured out how to do it more effective. And that's what I'm going to try to teach you guys. So when you get in the gym, the biggest missing piece that I see with a lot of people is not paying attention. I say this all the time. Working out is as much mental as it is physical. Okay. You need to be thinking about the motions. You need to be thinking about flexing your muscles. If you are talking to your friend or if you are not paying attention and you're just moving weight, you're not going to get anything out of it. I'm telling you right now, you are not going to get the most out of your exercises if you're jacking around and you're not paying attention to what you're doing. If you're talking, I yell at people all the time when we're doing planks to like warm up for classes. If you're sitting there doing a plank correctly, not like these freaking 14-hour, 24-hour plank competitions where you're just holding your body up. Yes, you're in the plank position, but you're not doing a plank correctly. If you're doing a plank correctly, then you shouldn't be able to go longer than, 30, 60, 90 seconds if you're flexing your core right, because that's how long your core can stay activated correctly if you're squeezing your glutes and flexing your core down. So those stupid plank things just irritate the hell out of me. And those people piss their pants. Like, do they just pee their pants? This lady was there for 20 hours or something stupid. Did she just pee or was she dehydrated?
She had her New Year's Eve diaper on.
Yeah, right. Her Depends or whatever they're called. So when you guys get in the gym, okay, pay attention to what you're doing. Make the mind-muscle connection. Okay. When we talk about the motions of a muscle, you talk about the eccentric, the concentric, and the isometric. Okay. So when you make that mind muscle connection, you need to know how to isometrically flex your muscles. You need to know how to lower the load in your eccentric motion. And you need to know what muscles to press through when you contract your muscles. Okay. So the easiest one I can think of is a bicep curl. Okay, when you do a bicep curl, or let me back up and let me just talk about the motions there. So the most important part of those 3 motions I told you is the eccentric. That's why I push more and more eccentric training right now, is because your eccentric motion is you lowering the load against gravity. Okay, so on a bicep curl, it's when you're fully contracted at the top and you lower down. On a squat, it's when you squat down slow. On a bench press or a push up, it's when you're lowering your body or you're lowering the bar to yourself. Okay. Controlling that weight is where you get the most muscle breakdown. Okay, so we want micro tears in our muscle. And if you think about it, like I always lock my fingers together. Like if you're sitting there holding your fingers together, those are your muscle fibers, okay, that are going over each other, like microfibrillage or whatever. Say, I'm not a really smart guy, I just know the basics, okay? So when you're working out, your eccentric motion, so think about locking your fingers all the way together. So put your fingers, interlock them together. that is where your muscles are fully contracted. Okay, so you have a full contraction of your muscles. And when you do this eccentric motion, okay, just take your fingers and start to like pull them apart really slowly. Okay, that's your muscle fibers, okay, ripping and tearing, fighting that weight as you lower it down. Okay, so when you do that, and these are pulling against each other, you get those micro tears. When you get those micro tears, those muscles rebuild, and that's how you gain lean body mass. Okay, so think about this. If you flex your muscles, so put your fingers back together, and then you just let your fingers go, how much muscle breakdown did you get? None, okay? So when you think about a slow tempo, when you think about time under tension, your eccentric motion should be 3 to 5 seconds, okay? So when you're lowering down the load, but don't just lower down the load and just think about the load lowering. Think about the muscle that you're using, because your body is smart. It has, your agonist muscles, your antagonist muscles. So you have muscles that are firing that you don't even know. Even if you're lowering a bicep, your triceps helping as well. Okay, so you need to be thinking about putting your mind in your muscle, thinking about flexing your bicep as tight as you can, and that's your isometric hold. And then as you lower the weight down slow, think about flexing, keeping that bicep flexed as you lower your arm down slow and go to full extension, so you get all those muscle fibers fully extended before you fully contract them. So doing half reps, there's a time and a place for burnouts and half reps, but you really want to focus on full extension to full contraction. So if you're one of those people on a bicep curl that stop right before you lock out your arm, you're missing full extension. You don't lock your arms all the way out. So I tell people on bicep curls to kind of flex your tricep. If you can flex your tricep, that means that you know that your arm's fully extended. Dang, Nick, it's getting hot in her. Maybe it's because I'm over here flexing my bicep. Let me get my stringer here.
Ryan's
for the YouTube. I'm jacked and pale right now.
Ryan wants more people to listen to watch on YouTube.
Right. That's right. So I'm going to flex my bicep.
By the way,
on the camera
Shredducation
here.
YouTube, it's still a thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. We got to change the name to that. So eccentric motion. So on a squat, okay, you want to lower down nice and slow. 3, 2, 1. So as you're lowering your glutes and your quads, and your hammies, those muscle fibers are all fighting against each other. If you are just doing a 1 second tempo where you're just contracting your muscle and letting gravity go down, you're missing the boat. So check your ego, and you don't have to lift as much weight. I had a guy come in the other day, a buddy of mine, and he was doing powerlifting, which are just explosive movements. Okay, and powerlifting is good if you like to power lift, but this guy's in his 40s. I'm not dogging him out, but you shouldn't be powerlifting because you're going to get hurt. And what happened to him? He got hurt. So he came in, and I started to explain to him this eccentric lifting, this high time under tension, and he started doing it. He loves it, and his shoulder, he doesn't feel in his shoulder. So it's very beneficial, and it massively reduces your risk for injury. Okay, if you're putting your mind in your muscle and you're controlling the load the entire time. So your eccentric motion, 3 to 5 seconds on that. Everything you do. I'm a big fan, really, of doing, and I don't really count my reps anymore. People are like, what rep range do you use? I don't really count my reps. I just go by how my muscle's feeling. So I usually do, if I'm going to guess on my reps, I usually do 8 to 10 super slow reps. So but your contraction, I say super slow, but your contraction can be 1 second, because when your muscle fibers, so take your hands apart right now, and then put your fingertips together. Put your fingertips together and then run them over together and interlock. So when your muscles contract like that, you're not getting any breakdown. Your muscles will just glide over each other. Okay. So if you're contracting slow, it doesn't matter. You don't get any more muscle breakdown. So we work fast twitch and slow twitch muscles. You want your contracture motion to be explosive. Okay, so you want to come up fast. When you get down in a squat, you want to explode up. When you're bench pressing, you want to explode up. When you're doing push-up, you want to explode up. But then you want to control the weight. Okay, so one of my favorite lifts is the overhead shoulder press. Okay, so start with the bar on your chest or dumbbells. Press up, lock out. So when I'm locking out at the top, that's going to be my isometric hold. Okay, because my muscles are contracted, but my muscle fibers aren't lengthening or shortening. Okay, so that's your isometric hold. And your isometric hold can be at any part of your rep. But I usually always want full extension to full contraction. So as you lower that down slow, you reset, you want to explode up. When you explode up, you can lift more weight, which will give you more muscle fiber breakdown, but as long as you can control it down. So if you have a weight where you can't control it down slow, then it's going to be too heavy. Lower the weight, check your ego, and then slow everything down. Okay, so I'll usually do 8 to 10 really slow ones, and then at the end, that's when I'll start pumping it out and burn out. That's where I get the most I feel like that's when I get the most soreness, so the most muscle breakdown, and I can control the weight a little bit more. And like I said, so don't worry too much about your rep ranges. I would do 8 anywhere between 8 and 15. And if you can't do a weight for 8 reps and have good form, then you need to lower the weight. Just like if you do 15 and it's easy, then up the weight. You're not, if you finish a set and you don't feel like you worked really hard or your muscles aren't burning, you're not doing it right and you're not going to get most out of it. Okay. So make the mind muscle connection. Make sure you warm up first. Okay. So take a weight that would be, maybe like 25% of what you'd be maxing, and go through the motions, because a lot of people come into my classes late, or they come in a small group late and they don't warm up. If you don't warm up and you jump into heavy weights, okay, that you can't control, that is going to increase your risk for injury substantially. Okay, so make sure that you're warming up, doing a few warm up sets, get stretched out. That's when most people get hurt, is when they don't warm up. So just practice this, y'all. Practice flexing all your muscles. Like if you're sitting in a car right now, flex your bicep, flex your tricep, flex your chest, flex your delts, flex your quads, flex your lats. A lot of people don't know how to activate their back. So try to take your shoulder blades and pin them together, but do it without feeling anything in your traps, so you don't elevate your traps. So you want to depress and retract your shoulder blades, squeeze that together. And then what I want you to do here for some homework is just hold those muscles, like hold that contraction until they start to burn, okay? And start to learn your body. And then the next time you go into the gym and you do an exercise, try to do that, but with a load, okay? And then once that feels easy, then continue to do that. But get in the habit of lifting slow, lifting controlled, thinking about what you're doing. Like you should look at like an asshole at the gym, like you don't want to have anything to do with anybody else, because you're in your own head. And I'm telling you what, it's so much more of a stress relief when you're actually like in yourself, like in your body, and thinking about it and lifting. You're going to feel so much better. So try that, y'all. I'm probably going to come back with Aaron Hodges and get his views on some of this too, to add on to that. But let us know if you have any questions. Look up eccentric lifting. It increases your time under tension too. And when you think about it, opposed to going really fast, like going really fast will get your heart rate up, but your muscles firing are going to burn far more calories than it is just lifting fast. Okay, so slow what you do down and you're going to burn more calories in your workout. Okay, so your muscle, when it's firing for 6 seconds in 1 rep, the whole time that muscle's firing, guess what you're doing? You're using energy, you're burning calories, opposed to just repping out a million different reps, okay? Which will lead to more lean body mass buildup, and then will lead to a faster metabolism and a greater physique. Okay, so that's all I have on that right now today. So thanks for tuning in. I know we talked a little bit. We let in a little too long with the coronavirus, and then the new podcast. But check it out, share it with your friends, like it, comment. That really helps us out. So Shredducation on Instagram, Shredducation on Facebook now, and then you can share this on iTunes and YouTube. Yep, on YouTube too. If you want to see me in my stringer right now, I'm a little sweaty, but check it out. Like I said, defend yourself against the coronavirus. Stay freaking healthy. Drink lots of water. Get sleep if you get it. Stay at home and get more sleep and drink more fluids. Okay, and don't give it to anybody else. It's going to be really simple. Water. Just don't be a jackass. All right. Talk to you soon.
You have been listening to Shredducation with host Ryan Waters. The Shredducation podcast is produced by Nick Parker and the Fredcast Network. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or most any of your favorite podcast apps. Have a topic or question for Ryan? Connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Shredducation.
Getting shredded up, hey, Shredducation, let's go.